sharp pain jabbed in his belly, and he stumbled. In a heartbeat, Barley was beside him, propping him up. Are you okay? Just tired, Ravenpaw rasped. Oh, I'll be okay once we get to the cave. Barley stayed beside him, fussing, until he was settled on the dusty orange floor. Riley and Bella slumped down beside him with their chins on their paws. I'll go hunt, Barley meowed. You stay here and rest. Ravenpaw slept deeply until something prodded him in his side, sending a spasm through his belly. Riley and Bella were standing in the cave beside him, their eyes huge. It was dark. Ravenpaw had slept longer than he had thought, and Barley was curled at his back. Something's happening, Bella squeaked. Ravenpaw pricked his ears. Faint yowls and shrieks echoed along the banks of the gorge. Do you think SkyClan's being attacked? Whispered Riley. I don't know. Whatever it is, it doesn't sound good. Ravenpaw stood up and walked to the mouth of the cave. Where are you going? Barley rumbled, sitting up. To see what's going on. Not without me, meowed Barley. Or us! Riley and Bella put in. Ravenpaw sighed. Okay, but you'll have to be quiet. We'll be quiet as mice, Riley promised. Bella put her head to one side. Actually, mice are noisy. Always squeaking and rustling around. Quieter than dead mice, then, her brother hissed. They padded along the stream to where the banks flattened out among the trees. The sound of cats in distress grew louder. Ravenpaw passed the holly bush with the border mark and glanced back at the others, nodding to show them that they should follow. Now, they were inside SkyClan's territory. Ravenpaw felt his fur stand on end, but he kept going, still treading quietly, even though any noise they might make would be drowned out by the screeches coming from in front of them. He reached the edge of the trees and paused. In the starlight, Ravenpaw made out a huge, dark shape looming over the stream. A rock, perhaps? Beyond it, cats flashed back and forth between the sandy cliffs, shrieking in alarm and fury. Ravenpaw twitched his tail to get the others' attention, and then raced to the nearest cliff, which sloped up gently at first, and then more steeply, to a huge expanse of scrubby grass. On the far side, bright yellow lights twinkled. That must be the two-leg place, Ravenpaw guessed. He padded to the edge of the cliff and looked down. He felt very exposed, but none of the cats in the gorge below noticed him. Barley, Riley, and Bella crept up beside him and stared in horror. Amid the crisscrossing paths that lined the valley, cats were charging back and forth, yelling in anger. A heap of soft, dark shapes went flying. From the scents that drifted up to the top of the cliff, Ravenpaw guessed that the fresh kill pile had been scattered. As Ravenpaw's eyes grew used to the starlight, he realized that 5 or 6 of the cats were chasing the others, roosting them with shrieks and hisses. More and more cats spilled from dens in the side of the cliff, including some tiny kits who looked barely able to walk. Get them back to the nursery! Shrieked a she-cat. Oh, poor little kids. Too small to be away from their mother, jeered a familiar voice. Ravenpaw looked at Barley. That was Pasha! He peered into the gorge again and made out the shapes of the other cats who had terrorized him the previous night. Were they taking on the whole of SkyClan? Warriors, to me! Yowled Leafstar, her cream patches glowing in the half-light. At last, a more or less orderly line of cats formed up, and they charged at the intruders, hissing and spitting. With a chorus of mocking screeches, the kitty pets whirled around and scrambled back up the cliff. We'll be back, Pasha yelled, so close to Ravenpaw that he almost stepped on him. Ravenpaw and his companions crouched in the grass without breathing until the kitty pets had thundered away. Below, the SkyClan camp fell silent, apart from the whimpering of kits, as they were ushered back into their nest, and the angry muttering from elders who had been disturbed from sleep. That's 3 nights in a row, hissed one of them. Leafstar spoke soothingly. We'll find a way to stop them, I promise. Go back to your dens and get some rest. Whoa, breathed Bella. Those kitty pets are giving SkyClan a lot of trouble. Ravenpaw backed away from the edge of the cliff. His pelt smelled strongly of SkyClan, and he realized that he had been laying on top of a border mark. Imagine having to put up with that every night, Barley remarked. They started to walk back down the slope to the stream. I don't understand why they let those kitty pets get into their camp, Riley meowed. SkyClan cats are warriors. They should be able to defend themselves. Ravenpaw shook his head. I don't think the kitty pets were there for any real purpose. They just wanted to wake everyone up and cause trouble. Thankfully, it's their trouble, not ours, meowed Barley. Look, here's the cave. Come on, you two, get some sleep. We'll start for home tomorrow. Leaf Star's made it clear that there's nothing to keep us here. He shooed Riley and Bella inside and curled around them. Ravenpaw lay down near the entrance, his chin on his paws. Barley was right. If Leaf Star wanted them to go, there was no reason for them to stay here any longer. But he couldn't forget the image of the warriors shrieking in dismay as their camp was invaded. Surely there was something SkyClan could do to stop it. Ravenpaw opened his eyes to find that he was lying on a smooth stone beside a still, star-filled pool. He sat up and looked around. Behind him, a pock-marked slope spiraled to the top of the hollow. The stone beneath him was cool, but his fur felt warm. He padded to the edge of the pool and drank, feeling the water surge through him like light. He became aware of a cat standing beside him, with her tail resting lightly on his back. Come and sit by me, Ravenpaw, Silverstream purred. She positioned herself neatly on the rock with her tail folded over her paws, and waited while Ravenpaw settled himself more slowly, wincing at the ache in his belly. Ravenpaw noticed her watching him with concern. I'm getting old, he joked. Silverstream just looked at him with huge blue eyes. Ravenpaw felt a chill creep over his pelt. I'm not going to see my home again, am I? No, Silverstream admitted. But you must not be afraid of dying somewhere else. There was a catch in her voice. All that matters is that you are not alone, and that you know that you are loved. Ravenpaw felt a painful lump rise in his throat. I'm afraid for Barley. Barley knows that you don't want to leave him. He understands, and he will not love you less if he cannot see you. Two more cats approached the edge of the pool. One dark gray Tom with glowing blue eyes. The other, a broad-shouldered Tom with gray and white fur. Silverstream stood up and nodded to them, then padded away up the spiraling path. The dark gray Tom spoke first. My name is Skywatcher, he meowed. I was the last of the SkyClan warriors, until Firestar and Sandstorm came to save my clan. There is a place for Riley and Bella in SkyClan, I promise. Be patient, and you will help them find it. And I am Cloudstar, leader of SkyClan. We first came to the gorge, rasped a gray and white cat. And before we lived in the forest with the other clans. Ravenpaw dipped his head. I'm honored to meet you both. I made the same journey as Firestar and Sandstorm. And now, you and your friends. Cloudstar meowed. I am grateful to you for bringing new warriors to my clan. But they don't want them, Ravenpaw burst out. Leafstar won't even let us cross the border. Give them a chance to see what these cats bring to the clan, Cloudstar commented. SkyClan needs your help. You saw that tonight. Ravenpaw lashed his tail. But SkyClan has its own strong warriors. Leafstar was quick to make that clear. What can we do that they can't? Without speaking, Skywatcher moved to the edge of the pool and flicked a pebble into the water. It landed with a splash and sent starry ripples out in circles, rolling all the way to the sides of the hollow. Look, Skywatcher ordered. The stone reaches much farther than you might expect. Do you see? Ravenpaw watched the trembling waves and pictured SkyClan, scared and defensive inside the gorge, waiting for the kitty pets to storm across the empty ground and invade their camp again. His mind cleared, and he nodded. I see, he replied. Cloudstar rested his muzzle on top of Ravenpaw's head. Please, help us, he murmured.
In the name of the clans and the warrior code.
I will, Ravenpaw promised. He woke as the first gray light of dawn spilled into the cave. Outside, the air was cool and scented with leaves. Ravenpaw nudged Barley. Wake up!
Is it time to go home?
Bella mewed sleepily. Beside her, Riley yawned. We're not going home, Ravenpaw announced. We're going back to SkyClan. Barley stopped mid-stretch. What? They wouldn't even let us across the border yesterday. He narrowed his eyes. And you need to get back to the barn for some rest. I'm okay, Ravenpaw told him. I dreamed of StarClan last night, and I saw something that can help deal with the kitty pets. Well then, let's go! Meowed Riley, running to the mouth of the cave. Those fox-brained kitty pets need to respect SkyClan. Ravenpaw felt a flash of pride at Riley's loyalty to a clan that had treated him like a trespasser.
Bella nodded. If there's anything we can do to help them, we have to go back.
Barley sighed. I can see I'm outnumbered, he mewed. He brushed the tip of his tail along Ravenpaw's spine. But if you need to stop and rest, tell me, okay? I know something's hurting you. I will. Ravenpaw led them up the stream once more. They paused among the trees to hunt. Barley made Ravenpaw lie on some comfy moss, while he and the young cats cornered a pigeon that was pecking at the foot of a beech tree. As soon as they had eaten and cleaned their muzzles, they continued to the edge of the woods.